Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show everyone how to capture the unexpected. In my line of work, with my 20 plus years of law enforcement experience, I know the importance of evidence. Evidence? Well, you know, this is automotive law. What do you need evidence for? But it's important to protect yourself. About 5 years ago, my chief came to me and said, we're implementing an MVR and body cam program. What is that? Mobile vehicle recording device and body worn camera device. So he said, here you go, have at it. I love the challenge. I jumped on it. Guys at first, they weren't too receptive because, you know, no one wants to be watched. But you know what? At the end of the day, it actually protects. And the departments and most of the agencies throughout the nation are all going with these programs for transparency. So let's say you're driving down the road and John Doe smashes into your car and John Doe decides he's going to take off. Well, you're not going to remember because it happens so fast. A lot of civilians and people that don't experience crisis and like crazy things that happen on a consistent basis, like law enforcement officers, aren't looking for specific details. It happens so quick and before you know it, it's gone and you're not going to remember. Well, today I'm going to show you how to capture that. It's important. So since we implemented the program and me being in charge of the patrol division, I'm in charge of conducting any internal investigations or citizen complaints, investigations into citizens complaints. Well, since we implemented the program, guess what? We've probably got maybe 3 citizens complaints over the last 2 years. So a lot of them get squashed immediately because when we tell them we have body cam and MVR footage, they know that they're not going to put themselves in the jackpot. Meaning they're not going to file a false police report, and if they do, well, there's consequences for that as well. And it is automotive related. That's why I'm doing this on this channel. I mean, we do family stuff on the channel as well. Thanks to Grdian, we're going to be installing one of their dash cams on our 2019 Ram Rebel. A little inside story. I reached out to Grdian. I actually researched dash cams for a while, and Grdian came highly recommended from several other well-known YouTubers that I'm personally friends with. So that's the decision. That's why I went with this company. I'm excited they're on board, and they have a discount code for you. It's going to be on my website, All Beast Projects. Check it out. There's always important stuff. If you go to my website and you hit the partners link, all kinds of cool discount codes for you guys. But Grdian's going to have a discount for all you as well. We're going to get to installing this now. I'm going to do an unboxing on this Krios Mini dash cam by Grdian. This is the Krios Mini. They have a couple other. They have the Krios Pro version and I think the Defender. They have a hardwire kit. Not knocking them for this hardwire kit. This is what their hardwire kit looks like. It's not a bad thing, especially, I don't know. It's just not. It's not what I expected. I was thinking it was something sort of like the Pro Clip USA, where it was actually a USB powered hardwire kit. It's like a cigarette plug, so you can plug your device into this, and your device is powered by USB. So, I mean, that's the one thing, the one knock about the hardwire kit. I don't want to have to hide this. This is huge. Like if you had a little box like this and the USB plugged into it, and you had your power supply going to it and converted the power for your dash cam, that would have been perfect. I'm not going to do the hardwire kit installation today, but the option is out there for you if you want to go that route. A 64 gigabyte SD card. This is a high quality SD card. I recommend you don't go any smaller than a 64 gigabyte SD card. I would even go higher. Like most of my vlogging cameras, I use the Extreme SanDisk, and usually 128 gigs. That's the smallest I usually ever use. Onto the box, guys. Very nicely packaged. That's what you're working with. So,
QR code?
Yeah, there you go. You're gonna scan this QR code, thanks Kendall, with your Google app on your phone, and it's gonna bring you right to your instructions. Look how small this is, guys. This thing is super small. Super small. It has a photograph feature where you just swipe your hand across the bottom of it and it'll take a photo. And included in this kit that we got, here's our GPS antenna. So this is going to mount, we'll show all this to you, but this will mount to the top of your windshield inside your vehicle. And then you got your power cord. And then here's the option. If you were going to use the hardwire kit, this would plug into that and you'd be good to go. But we're not. We're going to hopefully have enough wire to make it to the USB in the truck itself. Then here's your mount that's going to mount to the windshield. And then you can angle this bad boy down. So it just sort of locks in there. And then you could take it out too in the future. You don't have to, you can just remove this. Like say you want to take the SD card out yourself and do what I do all the time and upload footage for your videos that you're editing. You can pull it right out and do it that way, or you can do it through their smartphone app. Let's see what else comes in here. It comes with an extra adhesive just in case you mess up or you need to remove this and put it into another vehicle. That's pretty cool. Very cool that they included that. To break this down really quick for you guys, you got your camera, car adapter, you got your GPS. The GPS antenna, it's a combination of your power supply and your GPS. So your power supply goes through your GPS and plugs into your Krios Mini. Your mounting, your SD card. That's it. Pretty basic setup. If you didn't want to hide your wiring and make it nice, neat, this is like an install you can do in 5 minutes, literally. Before we go out and start routing the wiring for this, we're gonna install the SD card. It should just drop down and then you're gonna push it down. You're gonna feel it lock into place. You're good to go. So this thing's all set to go and be mounted into the truck, just like this. Your power plugs right there. Right there, here's your power port. So we're out in Bell and we're gonna look for a camera placement at this point. I don't want it down here, okay, because that's gonna obstruct view. I'm thinking right around here is gonna be a good location. We're gonna peel our 3M tape right there. Well, we're in now. we ain't moving it, but the nice thing is you can tilt this thing back and forth. Uh-oh. That might be angled down too low. One thing I want to point out to you guys, there's a little groove here. What you should do is put that groove down low so you can tilt it down. I think I'm tilted too far back now. I think that's going to be aimed towards the ground. But right now we're hiding the wire. We're just using plastic. We're not trying to like damage anything. You just need it to sit just underneath there. You're not gonna get it crazy. It's simple. And this is where we're gonna mount our GPS antenna, right here in the corner. And it's actually perfect. It's the perfect length. Kind of, what's the temperature out right now?
79 degrees.
Yeah, what's the humidity? Probably like freaking 100. So there you go. Our GPS antenna is installed. I'm just gonna take this wire and I'm gonna run it on the other side of this A-pillar trim. And then if you go over here, there's plenty of room to run this down here. And then we're gonna run it basically underneath the dash and then over to that USB port. This seal right here just pulls down and then you can just push it right back up in there and it'll lock into place. Look at that. I don't see anything. So underneath here, you literally could put your hand way up underneath and you could fish that wire behind. I'm gonna plug it in. I'm not using anything sharp to push this wire in there.
Memory card error. Please format.
If you just heard the Krios Mini, part of the instructions is once you connect your smartphone app to it, you wanna format the memory card. I'm gonna put this together, zip tie it, and hide it up underneath. We got the wire management all done. Everything's all nicely hidden. Do you see it anywhere? It just sort of pops out right here. You can see the wire running along here, nicely tucked underneath the headliner. You know, we're not damaging it, we're not prying down on it. It literally just slid a tiny bit up underneath there. And then you got your GPS antenna, runs along the A-pillar, down here, underneath the dash behind the glove box. And then there's actually enough cavity space in there to hide your excess wire. I zip tied it, just, poop, popped it right up underneath here. There's a little hole you can slide it up in there. And here we go, we got our power right there. Now we're going to our Wi-Fi and we're gonna connect it to this device. Password is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Join. We're connected to the Wi-Fi now. We're gonna go into our Grdian app. So there's a pro version and there's a regular version. You wanna use the regular version. It's a little bit more of the hood that I would like. I would have went over a little bit more. So that's stuff to keep in mind, guys, when you're doing your install. So we're gonna go in and we're gonna go to settings and we're gonna format that memory card.
Memory card error. Please format.
Card storage. And we're gonna go to format. This will destroy it. Yeah, we're gonna destroy it. We wanna format it. Format successful. For the pricing point for one of these cameras, that added protection and security, it's minimal. It's so minimal. Like, guys, seriously, very simple install. It took us 10 minutes to do, right, Kai?
Yeah.
And look at this. I mean, you got protection when your vehicle's parked. You got protection when you're driving down the road. You know, it's definitely a win-win. Thanks to Grdian knowing what's up, they include an extra piece of 3M tape. It actually wasn't that bad to take off. I didn't damage the tint. Use this to slowly prod, and it actually peeled right off the back of it. We're gonna make sure that the camera is lined up. Like, see that indentation? We're gonna have to make sure that's lined up so we can tilt it up and down. And we're gonna make sure we have this obstruction out of the view. That might be it right there, okay? Set it and forget it. That's it. Now we can tilt it up. Just a little bit sideways. But you don't want to tilt it too far because you want to see the size of your fender, if you get what I'm saying. So if someone's coming in at you from this side, you want to be able to see them if they collide with you. So you do want to angle it down a little bit. You do want some of your hood showing, but we didn't want anything obstructing it like that. So yeah, we're good. Thumbs up, guys. I'm so pumped. I've been wanting this. I want all of our vehicles to have it. I know how they're an asset for my police department. So having it for the family, to protect our family, I think is it's paramount. And this is great that consumers can get a product like this. And it has the functionality of, you have audio, you have 1080p HD, which is awesome. You have the function, I don't have it turned on right now, but you can take photographs. So let's say something happens or someone is in front of your car and you want to, you know, get a quick snapshot of that. You just boop, slide your hand underneath the camera and you get a snapshot of that, and it could be a suspect later on. Then you got the parking lot feature, protecting you when your vehicle's parked. So people are messing around with the front of your vehicle, you're gonna have protection. And let's go outside. Let's show them what it looks like outside the vehicle. Now, if you're getting like right up on it, you will see it. But from a distance, you're not gonna even know that there's one there. I like it. I'm putting one in every single vehicle I own. You guys should too. And Grdian has a discount just for our subscribers. Protect your families, guys. Protect you from lies, people lying on you, what have you. Just, you know, protect yourself. There's some things that you definitely want to go through here and make sure they're set correct. So speed unit, MPH for the US, we're there. Synchronize your time, so you're going to click that. It's going to give you the most current time. It's going to display on the camera itself. And you can set your volume and all that, but that's the main things that you want to do. And you're going to go through and adjust your G sensor. I got set to mid. That's sort of, you know, stock setting. You know, nothing crazy with that. And I do have photo gesture off because I want to show the wife that later, and I was actually messing with it. So hey, we'll put it on. We'll put it back on. And we'll put it high. It's very sensitive, believe it or not. It will go off just reaching over to the dashboard. There's Gaston. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. If you don't want to do the hand gesture method, you can just hit this button if you're connected to it in your app, and it'll take a photo. But honestly, you don't even need to connect this to the app. Everything's gonna be done by that unit behind the scenes. It's gonna work seamlessly. You're not gonna really need to do anything unless something happens and you want to pull that footage. But if you want to pull the footage, you connect your device to it, you click this button, and you can see all your video footage. And it also includes your GPS. There's a delay because it's all through Wi-Fi, but you can actually download that to your phone. Actually, we can hear each other on here. Like you said, I'm going to turn off that feature. I don't necessarily want audio on it. Unless I do take this thing to the dealership or take it to a shop that I don't know. Or I might take it to a shop that I do know and mess with the guys and just turn it on and hear what they have to say when they're driving my vehicles. But one more thing before I exit the truck. It's not obstructing the view at all. I mean, my edge monitor over here obstructs more of the view than that. It is behind the mirror, so you don't even see it. I mean, the passenger might be a little annoyed, but driver is what we're concerned about, you know? 2 weeks later, since we installed our Grdian Krios Mini, I did do something a little different with the installation. I ended up hardwiring a USB adapter that I got off of Amazon, and I hardwired it to the ignition. Good and bad thing. The good thing is everything's all nice and hidden. This right here is to our Pro Clip USA mount. As you can see, we do not have the camera plugged in there anymore. We were experiencing a little bit of an issue with all the settings and presets were getting erased out of our Uconnect system. I'm gonna hardwire it right to this. I used some Vampire Splice connectors, wired the USB in, but prior to wiring the USB in, I actually soldered some connections and added a fuse, an inline fuse, a 2 amp inline fuse, and then we heat shrinked and wrapped all those connections, but we used a Vampire clamp to splice into the negative and positive wires leading to this DC power port that the 2019 Ram Rebel is equipped with right here, which makes it very, very nice and clean. It's actually sitting behind here. To remove this, it's very simple. Take this dash pad out. There's 2 screws. You pull those 2 screws, and then you just start working your way around this console, popping the push clips out. And you just take your time, and the whole thing comes out. And then there's going to be one main plug that goes to the back of this display. You don't even have to unplug it. It comes out far enough to give you access to the wires that lead to your DC power port. I do want to mention with the hardwire kit, it's set up so you have a constant and ignition power source. That module, that box, it actually has like a safety feature. So if your battery gets below a certain percentage, it will shut off power to it altogether, so it's not draining your battery. But it pulls a very minimum draw. It's designed to actually go into a park mode through GPS. GPS will know that when the truck's not moving, you'll notice if you're driving and you park and you still have the truck running, it will say it's initiating in the parking mode, which that also dials the power draw down too. So you could, if you had a 12 volt power source that had a constant, you could plug that in there or hardwire it to it, and then you'll get the full functionality of this camera in the parking mode. Something to keep in mind if you are installing this, it would be beneficial to keep it to a constant 12 volt source. Even with it shutting down completely, it still maintains the time synchronization, so it has the correct date and time. So that's one thing you don't have to worry about. That functions perfectly, even if you don't hardwire or plug it into a constant 12 volt source. So what are your favorite features of the Grdian dash cam?
Okay, I like, first of all, that it is so, that she talks to me. That she's very, God, now I'm saying she. That it's very small, and so it doesn't distract me. So when I'm sitting over on the driver's side, I don't even see it. It's just not, it's not there. And I know when you had first said that we were getting a dash cam, I was thinking there was gonna be this monstrosity thing on my window, and I wasn't very excited for that. But this is so tiny that it's no problems. No
You don't even know it's there.
Yeah, it's so tiny. Don't even know it's there.
So let's talk about the picture quality.
Okay.
How would you rate the picture quality? 1080p.
Oh.
Daytime. Out of 1 out of a 5, 5 being the best, 1 being the worst, what would you rate it at?
A 5.
Yeah,
easily.
I would say 5. I would say 5. Nighttime, I would say it's right there. I mean, the nighttime quality is really, really good. How about the actual view?
I think for the most part it covers a large selection of the road, and then even like peripheral out on the other sides of the road. So I think in that aspect it does really, I think it does great. I think it's like 5.
So we got a 5, a 5, and a 5. There you go, guys.
Yeah.
And as you guys can see in the footage, I mean, it is crystal clear.
I can see joggers at night.
Yeah, unfortunately we didn't get that footage. I didn't get it in time, but yeah, there was a video clip of someone jogging at 12:30 in the morning, It was insane. Like, who jogs at 12:30 in the morning on a busy highway? It doesn't make any sense.
Crazy
But
chick
someone
down
was. Someone was, and it caught it on camera, GPS, everything. So it's a really great tool. I already told you this before. We're glad that Grdian is now part of the Beast family, and they're gonna support the channel and also help you guys out with that subscriber discount code.
Yeah, most definitely. It was one of those things too where you had first said about getting a dash cam. I didn't necessarily understand the importance of it. I mean, I guess in your line of work you can more and so see where it would be needed or how it would be needed, but just as a regular old civilian, I didn't really get it. And then what was it, like day 1 or day 2 of having it, I literally went to go pull out and like I almost got hit because somebody like blew a red light, and I was like, oh, that's why a camera might be a really good idea.
We actually posted that on our story feed on Instagram. And if you're not following us on Instagram, you got to be following us on our social media, Instagram and Facebook. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're stopping by for the first time, make sure you smash, tap, do something to that subscribe button.
See this one?
We love you guys. We will see you in the next upload. The kids just got home from school. Smash the camera.